guys, welcome back to my channel once again. You're watching Aman on Tour Beauty. So in today's video I am going to be reviewing the new NARS foundation over here. So this is the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. So this foundation just came out a few days ago out here in the UK. So like I mentioned to you guys in my previous video, which was the Fenty Beauty foundation review, if you guys haven't seen that video I will link it down below in the description box so you guys can always check that out as well. But I mentioned in that video that I am now going to start reviewing more foundations. I'm going to start reviewing more makeup for you guys just to make my channel a little bit more broad and to start reviewing products, start reviewing makeup so you guys know what to think of it as well. This is the foundation here. So this is NARS's new foundation. So I have picked this up in the colour Valencia Medium 5, and let me just read quickly what it says here on the packaging. Meet NARS's first longwear foundation that looks stronger, stays longer with skin recognition pigments for the truest colour match and 16 hours of wear. So I actually haven't worn any of NARS's foundation previously ever before. So this is actually going to be my first time trying a NARS foundation. So I can't really compare this to its old foundation, but I can always compare this against my other foundations and I can tell you guys how this applies onto my face. But what I have heard from this foundation is that the previous foundation that NARS actually did, that they did not have a large amount of colour range. As I've heard for this foundation, they do have a larger colour range for the foundations, which is good because obviously, like I mentioned in my previous video as well, getting the correct shade of foundation is always a must, and it's always very annoying to mix your foundations as well. That's the kind of biggest annoying thing when you have to mix two different shades to get your perfect shade. So having a foundation which matches your colour is quite perfect. So this is actually going to be my first time trying this foundation, so I haven't actually opened this foundation. So let's get to it. This is a 30 ml bottle. So unlike the Huda Beauty and Fenty, it doesn't come as a 32 ml. So here it is, guys. It actually feels like it's more than 30 ml, but I think that's just because it's so skinny. But it comes in a nice glass bottle. To tell you the truth, I actually always prefer to have foundation in plasticish bottles. That's just because I am very messy and I throw things around a lot as well. So I just prefer having to have plastic bottles so that my foundation doesn't break. It's here in a nice glass bottle. Obviously we do expect, if we are paying a certain amount for a foundation, you do expect the foundation to look good and to be nice for the price that you pay. So for the price, I paid £35 for this foundation, and I got this from my local House of Fraser, but I do know John Lewis, House of Fraser, Selfridges and many other stores do this foundation, so it's not like you cannot get your hands on this foundation. So let's start with the foundation. Also, just to mention, I have seen that the previous NARS foundation doesn't come with a pump. So that's some of the MAC foundations as well. They just come as a bottle and then you buy the pump separate and then you pump your foundation out. I actually prefer having a foundation which always has a pump. It just means it's so much easier to access your foundation, and obviously when you're taking your foundation out as well, having a pump is just so much easier. So I'm going to get some foundation and I'm going to put this onto my hand. Once this comes out, you guys can definitely tell that this foundation is new. So I'm going to put about 4 pumps. Obviously I do like to have a good coverage on my face, so I'm going to put 4 pumps on my hand, and I'm going to use my damp beauty blender. I always prefer to apply my foundation with a beauty blender. I hate not doing anything different, so I'm going to just use my beauty blender, but you're always welcome to apply this with a brush. Oh, nearly forgot there to prime my face, so hopefully this doesn't run down too much, but let's pick up some primer. So I've got my foundation on my hand at the moment, so I'm just going to take some of my primer, and I'm just using Makeup Revolution's silicone primer. I absolutely love this stuff. I feel like it's an amazing primer, and especially for drugstore as well, it really covers up your pores. Now that my primer is done, we can get back to applying the foundation. So as you guys can see, it's not a very runny foundation, and it pretty much stayed on my hand quite well whilst I was applying that primer. So I'm just going to take some and apply some to one side of my face first. So as you guys know, this is actually a dewy foundation, so it's not meant to be a matte foundation. So far it seems good. I mean, the colour seems quite good in terms of matching my neck. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have noticed, my face is quite light compared to my neck. Obviously with this lighting you can't tell as much, but if you look at my skin in person, you can tell my face especially is very light compared to the rest of my neck. I'm just going to apply a gentle amount to my eyelid as well, and just drag that across my face. So if you guys can see, I have freckles on my face, so you can probably see all of the freckles over here, but this does cover up my freckles quite well. I would say that this is a light to medium coverage. I mean, when I tried my Fenty Beauty foundation, the coverage for that was absolutely amazing. In one kind of layer of foundation, it covered my freckles really, really well. I mean, this foundation does look quite good, and definitely it is the dewy look, so it is definitely a dewy foundation. So usually I am all about the matte foundation, so this is definitely a bit different. I mean, the coverage seems really good, because if you can look from this side of the face compared to the other side, it seems really nice. It definitely works to the dewy look as well. It definitely does give your skin that glow, gives it that really nice and glowy dewy look. And I mean, I'm pretty happy with my colour as well, and I really do like the coverage. I mean, it really does brighten my face and give my face that beautiful glowy look. So I am definitely happy with the coverage as well. So I'm going to go ahead, pump some more out, and I am going to apply some to the rest of my face. But obviously, like I said to you guys, I do require quite a few pumps onto my hand in order to apply this foundation. So I did about 3 to 4 pumps for the one side of my face, and I've applied another 3 pumps for this side of my face as well. I would just say with the pumps, the amount of foundation that comes out is quite little. Definitely I am really loving the foundation. I am actually a kind of matte person. I never really like my skin to have that glowing look, but then again, it kind of depends on my mood as well. Some days I really want a nice matte finish, and some days I want the really nice and glowing finish. And I really like how this foundation has worked around my upper lip. Usually I find with the majority of the foundations, when I'm applying some just to my top lip and around this area, because of the discoloration and the different kind of pigmentation, I always find that the foundations look really ashy around the upper lip, but this foundation actually looks really nice and smooth, and it just feels so nice and smooth on my skin. So this is it, guys. This is how my foundation looks, the base foundation. So as you guys saw, I only applied some of my Makeup Revolution primer, and then I applied my foundation. Obviously I had moisturized my face underneath, and it definitely lives up to the dewy look. It definitely is a dewy foundation. I would say at the moment it does feel quite light, but to be the judge of that, I need to see with all of the rest of my makeup of how it feels. But I mean, it does feel very kind of lightweight. I would say light medium weight. It doesn't feel too heavy on your face either, and it definitely makes my face look really nice and refreshed as well. Definitely is giving my face that beautiful glowing look. But I'm going to go off and I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to show you guys the final look of this foundation. So with the power of editing, I'll be right back. So I am back with my full face of makeup. So what do I think of the foundation so far? I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like the foundation, and honestly it is so nice. It's such a beautiful dewy look as well, and they've brought this out in such a good time as well, especially with spring coming up. I feel like it's going to be the perfect time for me to wear this foundation myself. I love a super glowy, dewy look around the spring summertime, so I am actually looking really forward to wearing this foundation. With all of my makeup on, my face doesn't feel heavy at all. Usually with a foundation, I always feel like my face is so super heavy, and I feel like there's a lot of base foundation on my face as well. But with this, I actually don't feel like that. So I wanted to test this out today and have this up for you guys on my channel as soon as possible. But like I said, I have been loving this foundation so far. I am liking how it's turned out, and I definitely got to say as well, the shade seems pretty good for my face as well. It does make my face look kind of lighter. I would say it is a pretty good finish, but so far everything about this foundation is good. I do like this foundation, but as I do wear this foundation more, you guys will get to know how I feel about this foundation. But that is it, guys, and that is it for my first opinion of this foundation. This is one of my kind of first videos of reviewing foundations, so if there's anything I have left out, missed, or any questions you guys have, don't be shy. Leave your comments down below so I can respond to you guys and tell you guys what exactly I thought and what it was that I missed out. But that is it for this review. If you guys enjoyed seeing this video, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Please do join the Tour Beauty family. It would be lovely if you could support my channel to grow even more. But that is it, guys, and hopefully I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys!